What's going on, guys, and welcome to Formula 7 Realistic. This is it, realistic performance, team principles, driver salaries, team budgets and F2 academies. But it is rolled into one here for full qualifying here in Austria for round 10. It is a wet qualifying and a wet race. It will dry up right at the end of the race as it is based on realistic weather situations. And at the Spielberg circuit at the moment in Austria, it is absolutely chucking it down, and it's going to dry up around 9 PM. So that's the reason that we've put it just drying up at the end of the race. So a couple of drivers on outlaps, Rob and Ariel. Ariel in the Alfa Romeo. Oh, wow, what just happened there? Was that a collision between Ariel and Rob? So the first thing we see in qualifying is Rob in a Williams losing a front wing and Ariel going clattering into him and now has spun that Alfa Romeo. Was it a reset to track? I don't know, Banana. I just looked up and seen him clattering into him. Wow. I feel for Rob there in the Williams. That could be really painful for him. Maxi Bock is chancing it for the intermediates here, I think, you know. Fair play to him, because it's absolutely chucking it down. Here in Austria, right up in the mountains. But it's Ariel, the South African driver, who's going to be first to set a lap. Oh no, he's into the pit lane. Did he get damaged? He must have got damaged, the Alfa Romeo driver. So he did get damaged from that collision with the Williams. So the next driver that's going to be out is TTL Dennis, the Belgium driver. Not too far from Austria. But we have no drivers for the home Grand Prix today, which is very rare for Formula 7. At least every circuit we go to, we have a couple of drivers that have their home Grand Prix, but no, not here today in Austria. Let me know what it sounds like, guys, if you can hear the game volume and everything like that. Just let me know. So on board with TTL Dennis, down into turn 1, really cautious in the rain, using that curb, just trying to keep the back end from sliding out. And down the DRS straight. Well, it's not a DRS straight when it's chucking it down like this, but it usually is. Down into turn 3, up the hairpin. A sort of different line that you'd usually take in the dry. And this would be another DRS straight if the sun was shining over the mountain range. And just locking up them wet tyre compound. The good thing is that you can do quite a few laps on these sort of tyres. You can just you can fuel up for 8 laps and you can just go and go and go, and it doesn't really make a difference. The only problem is that they're going to need wets and they're going to need intermediates for the race. So here comes Dennis in the Scuderia. So I don't think any driver will want to load up fuel and start ripping into the tyres that they'll be using for the race. And he kept that valid. That was a really nice line from Dennis. And it's a 1:15.7. That is not a bad lap time on full wets, actually, I've got to say. Now, there is a driver off, and that is Niels Hendrick in the Alpha Tauri. Panda has joined and will join the Mercedes team, so he is in. Here comes Nick in the Aston Martin, but he did invalidate it, so he wasn't able to set a lap time. Next is going to be the Red Bull of Maxi Block, the Belgian driver, also not too far from the Spielberg circuit here in Austria. Comes to the line, it's a 1:16.4. It's 7 tenths slower than his Belgian counterpart, Niels Hendrick, with a really slow time. Then we've got a Haas driver. I think that is Podge. No, it's Jack and then Podge. Jack to the line at 117.5 goes P3. What can Podge do? Goes P4 with a 118.8. Podge bidding to win that Bronze World Championship. Looking at the Bronze World Championship as well, the one that Podge is bidding to win, and he does lead, but second, third and fourth all have 78 points as well. So that's how close it would be if Podge wasn't dominating as much as he is doing. Roix in the Alpine is also on a lap. What's going on? Time for F1. It is absolutely time for F1. How you doing, mate? It is my birthday today, so I wasn't planning on doing commentary, but here I am. Needs, must and all that. A little bit of traffic. Oh, he nearly lost it. Nick went fastest in the Aston Martin at 1:15.5. So Maxi did do a 1:16.4 on the intermediate, so it is faster on the wets. So did Roix back out there. So Tito Nick did go fastest. Bad Boy Man in the Aston Martin as well. Panda is in the Mercedes. Rob coming through sector 3 in the Williams. I think there is a little bit of traffic behind him. I think that is an Aston Martin. I think that is Bad Boy Man coming through. But Rob is also on a lap. And Bad Boy Man knew that Rob was on a lap time there. And he's completely took him out of the race. Bad Boy Man knew that Rob was on a lap there. And it doesn't matter how fast you are. There's going to be slower drivers. It's realistic. It's realistic racing. The guy's in a Williams car. It's realistic racing. You cannot come around the last corner. It's your responsibility as the driver behind to leave a gap long enough to the driver in front. You have to leave a gap long enough to the driver in front. And for you to come around the last corner like that, and I could tell you were going to hit him from a mile off, and it's completely gone into him and took him out of the race. It's not your fault, Rob. Sergio Silva in the Williams is on a lap. Unfortunately, the other Williams has been taken out by an Aston Martin with a silly move coming out the final corner. 10 minutes of this qualifying remaining. Sergio Silva, the Portuguese driver, on a lap. What can he do on the full wets? Remember, it is a full wet qualifying. Roix has gone fastest in the Alpine. It's a 1:15.3. Are they starting to get that dry line? Here comes Sergio. And I tell you, I know it's a lot about pace, but it is really about skill as well here. Dean Conn is on a lap. That's Fanfinis in the Alpine into the gravel. Here comes Dean Conn in the Mercedes. Both Mercedes drivers, Sus and Liam, missing this evening. So Dean Conn steps up, and he steps up and goes fastest in Q1. Panda is the other driver who's just on his way out of the pit lane as well. Ginaudi went P12. So at the moment, B-Right is the driver at risk. Rob is officially out. Henke, Panda, Senjo and Fanfinis will join him at the moment. I'm pretty sure it will not stay like that. But they're the names in the bottom 5 at the moment. So I will stay on board with B Wright in the Red Bull. Back from his race ban. And took it like a champion should. If you and obviously we won't dive into what happened again, but it's over and done with. But you can see the repercussions of certain behaviours as well, and Ben took that like he should do, and like we all do. We all lose our heads at time to time, but he is back on the grid, and he's looking for a good result here today. He's been on incredible form in the gold division, hasn't he, Ben? Last week coming from P9 and winning the race, and on Sunday coming from P5 to P2, and the week before getting driver of the day, and he's been on incredible form, and he leads the championship in gold by 25 points. That's the biggest gap he's ever had, and he's a 2-time world champion, so that just says what form he is actually on. Ben is sort of a second half of the season type of guy usually, so Be right into the last corner. Kept it valid as well. Really nice line through there for the Red Bull. To the line, it's a 1:14.6 from B right here in Q1. And he goes fastest. Panda is on the lap. Senjo as well. Bad Boy Man is in the bottom 5 at the moment, but it is going to be Senjo that comes through first in the McLaren. Oh, he's invalidated it, so we'll go on board. Oh, Panda's invalidated it as well. So Henke is on his way out of the pit lane. I don't know if Ariel and Jack are on laps. Jack has invalidated it. Fanfinus coming through sector 2, who was in the gravel last lap. Oh no, he went back round. He got a 1:16.8 for the Alpine. Oh, nearly loses it on the curb. And the Dutchman coming round. The final 2 corners. Over the curb. Easy on the throttle in the rain. Down to this looks quick. It's a 1:15.2. It is quick. It's P2 for the Alpine driver. Crossplay will be coming back time for F1, but it will be for the new season, so it won't be brought back for realistic bronze, silver or gold until the end of the season, mate, but it will be coming. We've brought it back for Fantasy F7 and F2 to sort of give you guys a bit more opportunity to race, but there is still quite a few issues in terms of crossplay, so hopefully we've still got, you know, sort of 3 months before the new season, so I'm hoping it's sorted by then. Start working on the calendar soon for season 8. Can you believe it? Purple sector 2 for the Alfa Romeo of Henke. Oh, how's he kept hold of that? It looks like his car's going to go off. He's so early on the throttle as well. Look at the grip. 1:14.5 from the Alfa Romeo in realistic. That is incredible. It's like the way he throttles it. It's like the rain isn't even there. It's like he's driving on dry tyre. Yeah, it was Bad Boy Man, Rob. So Banter Brandon and TTL Dennis in P7 and P8. Are they going to go again? I don't have a clue, Ben. I've seen that as well. He could have been in the bloody 113s in that Alfa Romeo, had he not snapped it. Like the grip, I was on board with him. The grip was stupid. Hodge and Bad Boy Man are both on laps, but it's going to be Bad Boy Man first, who's 3 tenths up as he comes around turn 7 and 8, and down towards Rint at turn 9. And then turn 10, one of the shortest turns on the circuit. Not one of the shortest tracks, but in terms of corners, only 10 corners in the whole of the lap. Bad Boy Man to the line, goes P11. That might just save him. Sergio on a lap. B-Right is retired. Hodge as well. Oh, he was improving, but now he's down on his lap time. So Podge in the Haas. Down towards turn 9 at Rint. And then over the curb at 10 he will go. Royce is retired as well here in Q1. Oh, he's gone out wide and he's invalidated it. And the really, really tricky thing of Austria is that it invalidates for your next lap as well. So that would be it for Podge. He will not be able to get into the pits, back out again, set an out lap and do a flying lap. That's it. Because he cut that final corner, it invalidates the current lap and the next lap. So really infuriating for him. Here comes Senjo. So we are on board with him as he goes down towards turn 4 at the hairpin. Into the hairpin goes the McLaren driver. Round turn 6. Round turn 5 and down towards 6, the left-hander. Really cautious this from the McLaren down the hill to the start of sector 3 and the start of turn 7. And then back up the hill and over the curb at turn 8. And then we have 2 more left. Very similar to the Lesmo corners in Monza at the weekend. So through at turn 9 and 10. And definitely not too dissimilar to Monza. And he did keep it valid. To the line he goes. The McLaren, he put everything into it. But it was only P13. Here comes Jack in the Haas as well. Ariel and Ginaudi are on outlaps. Jack is down. I think he's just saving and just waiting to go again. Sergio trying to improve. Matt Robertson is improving. So his teammate in the other McLaren is improving here in Austria. What can Matt Robertson do out of turn 3? He goes and down towards turn 4. So here comes Matt Robertson down towards turn 9 at Rint. The McLaren driver was improving. We're 20 seconds away from the checkered flag here in Q1. Down towards the start-finish line. It's not going to be enough for Matt Robertson, but he is still safe at the moment. Jack is down on his lap time. Has he made a mistake? So Jack is going to be the front runner here. I think Ginaudi is coming through. He was open. He invalidated it. The Alpha Tauri. Round turn 10 at Red Bull Mobile. And he's invalidated it. So Ginaudi is out. Podge got a lap in. That is unbelievable from Podge in the Haas. He got a lap in. He managed to get in. No, he didn't even come in. He just went round again. So he was fueled enough to do it. That is incredible. He only just got there. Jack has hit the flag and he is out. Ariel is trying to improve in the Alfa Romeo as he comes out of turn 10. Down towards the start-finish line goes the South African. And he is through. And Sergio Silva in the Williams is out. Now Matt Robertson is the driver at risk. But Podge has got to put in one hell of a lap here as he goes down towards turn 6 and 7. So, onto the gravel goes the Haas driver. Did he move out the way? I think he moved out the way. I wouldn't have moved out the way. Maybe he messed it up. But that is it. Both Haas drivers here in Austria are out. Ginaudi in the Alpha Tauri. He's out. Sergio Silva and Rob, both the Williams drivers, are also out here in Austria. They just need to hope for a good strategy in the race. We know there's going to be a lot of rain. We know that it's going to be dry right at the end. So it's all about getting that strategy. Remember, guys, if you do want to follow us, our TikTok is at Formula 7 Racing. Our TikTok is at Formula 719. And our Instagram is at Formula 7 Racing League. All on the screen there if you want to come and give us a follow on any of them socials. So there you have it in Q1. LTX Henke in the Alfa Romeo. Nearly a tenth and a half quicker than the Red Bull of B. Right. Then we have the Mercedes reserving from the F2 team. There is in P3, Max in the Red Bull in P4, and Fanfinis in the Alpine in P5. But it's the bottom 5 that matter, not the top 5. And it's Rob J. Lewis in the Williams when he's clattered by Bad Boy Man in the Aston Martin, crashes him out coming round turn 10, and he will start in P20. Podge in the Haas onto the gravel on the very last lap. Is in P19. Ginaudi in the Alpha Tauri on the intermediates, didn't make it work in P18. Jack in the Haas as well, just missing out in at P17. Sergio Silva in the Williams will start in P16. And Niels Hendrick in the Alpha Tauri, who has crashed but has made it through, will start in P15. So only 14 drivers will go through to Q2. Banana, I completely forgot that Twitter had changed to X. You're absolutely right. I will actually change that right now. Let me have a look and see. So it's not that one. That's TikTok. See, they don't have it yet. The number of races in a season has been steadily increasing throughout the decade, and the 2021 season brought with it a record-breaking 23 races. It has never been more important for drivers to keep physical and mental condition to take on this demanding schedule. Since the return of the Austrian GP in 2014, Mercedes have dominated the year with frequent podium appearances and wins from Rosberg, Hamilton and Bottas. Max Verstappen has enjoyed multiple wins here on his team's home circuit. 1 second, guys. The legends such as Schumacher and Prost. The last Austrian win on home turf here was the late great Niki Lauda. Right, that is the best I can do with that. So, it is not Twitter. You're absolutely right, Banana. It is X. So, if you want to follow us on X, it is at Formula 719. So, a couple of drivers on the way out of the pit lane. I think it's a Red Bull that leads the way. It is Maxi. Maxi does like to rush out the pit lane. B-Right likes to sort of hold back for a little bit. Yeah, you did a great job, Alro. I did try and watch as much of the F2 race as I could. I caught quite a bit of it actually. So here comes Maxi Block in the Red Bull. Down towards Schlossgold at turn 4 at the hairpin. Through Schlossgold and down towards turn 5 for the Oracle Red Bull driver at the home Grand Prix. I've just realised I said that no driver had the home Grand Prix today. But there might not be a driver, but there's a full team having the home Grand Prix, and that's the Austrian team of the Red Bull. A 1:14.8 from the Red Bull driver. Brilliant stuff from Maxi. There is an Aston Martin coming around as well. That is Nick. It's going to be in the 116s. It's a 116.4 for the Aston Martin. And here comes Banter Brandon in the Scuderia. Down towards the line, and it's P3. It's a 116.7. He probably won't be happy with that. Yeah, definitely Alvaro. F2 in the wet is really difficult. TTL Dennis in the Ferrari has invalidated it. Matt Robertson goes P5 in the McLaren. Panda is also on a lap. Dean Conn in the Mercedes will be next as it goes down towards turn 9 and then down the hill towards turn 10 goes the Mercedes AMG Patronus down towards the start finish line. It's a 115. It's a 115.7, so he is slower than the Alfa Romeo of Henke, but that might be enough. Oh, B Right goes P2. What a lap from B Right. It's a Red Bull 1-2 in Q2. Yeah, Alvaro, wow, Kim in that sprint race, brilliant. TTL Dennis has not yet set a lap time. Ariel's on an out lap, so it's going to be Bad Boy Man or Dennis. Dennis is just in front in the Ferrari. Just struggling to come around turn 6. Just having to ease onto the brakes there. Oh, he's nearly lost it again. He went purple, sector 2 as well. Down towards turn 9 for the Ferrari. Here comes TTL Dennis. Out of turn 10 and down towards the line. They really like using that little runoff area. And it's P7. Look at the Ferraris, very closely matched. Bad Boy Man goes P9, just behind his Aston Martin teammate. So it's the 2 Ferraris in 6 and 7, and the 2 Astons in 8 and 9. The Alfa Romeo of Ariel just starting his final lap. We do have Roix in the Alpine, also on a lap at the moment here in Austria. What can Roix do? Can he set a decent lap? I'm just going to grab a drink, guys, so I'll try and get on board with a driver that's just starting a flame lap. We'll go on board with Fanfans in a sec. Let me just see what Roix gets. Roix goes P4, what a lap time. So we're going to jump on board with St. Joy McLaren. So on board with Fanfitness. Down towards the line, out of turn 10 goes the Alpine. And it's P5. Roix went P2, by the way. He went even quicker. Panda went P4. That was brilliant. Fanfitness went up to P5. Senjo, the only driver in Q2 yet to set a lap time. Yeah, I've had a good birthday, mate. Really enjoyed it. Went out for some dinner with the missus and stuff. Yeah, it was really good. Senjo is going to try and set a lap time on the wets. No driver has tried for the intermediates yet, though. They've not gambled. So Senjo went up to P8. What a lap time for the McLaren. Dennis and Nick are very on the cups here. So Nick is going to have to better his lap time. He's in P11 in the Aston Martin and will go again. I'll be with you in 2 seconds, guys. Sorry, my tea's just turned up. I know it's a bit unprofessional, but just give me a second. So Matt Robertson is out of Q2 in the McLaren, so he's the first driver eliminated. All these drivers starting to sort of back up now. We've only got a minute or two, just under 2 minutes left to get their laps in. All the drivers on out laps. The driver at risk at the moment is Dean Conner, the Mercedes as well. He's just about to start his flying lap. So Dean Conn is already improving going into turn 4. He's gone a little bit deep. Senjo coming through sector 2 as well. Sorry, that was turn 3. Down towards turn 4 goes Senjo. Aerial and Bad Boy Man on outlaps. Henki is only in P9 as well. He needs to get this right as he starts his very last flying lap. Fanfinus in P8, Panda in P7. But it's Senjo coming through sector 2 in the McLaren. The other drivers are pretty much safe at this point. Binned it into the wall, says Matt for the McLaren team. He's 9/10 up, Senjo. That's going to put him around P7, P8. Unless he keeps improving. So here comes the McLaren. Round turn 9. And down the hill towards turn 10. 30 seconds of this qualifying session remain. And he's gone a little bit wide. Oh, he's kept it valid. He just rode the curb to keep it. And P9, is that going to be enough? Dean Conn is going to be next. Dean Conn goes P8. That puts Senjo back to being the driver at risk. Henki is improving as well. Ariel's on a lap. Bad Boy Man as well. But it's going to be Henki that is next. He's gone purple sector 2. One Norwegian to eliminate another. Henki down towards turn 9. The Red Bulls are coming through. They are absolutely safe. Nick with a 1:14.4 in the Aston Martin goes fastest. The checkered flag has waved. Maxi's missed it. Henki goes fastest in Q2. That pushes Senjo out. Bad Boy Man is on a lap. So is Ariel, Bad Boy Man and Fanfinus. The Aston Martin is improving, but it's definitely not going to be enough. Especially with a 1:17. He's not doing enough to get through to Q3. He's gone really deep. Has he done enough through sector 3? It actually doesn't look that bad. Oh, it's only P12. So Senjo, Bad Boy Man and Ariel. No, Senjo got to the line. Senjo can go again. Here comes Fanfinus. He's backing out. Fanfinus has backed out thinking that he might be safe. I think that he's backed out thinking I've done enough. But Senjo is actually on a lap. Senjo, no, into the pits goes Senjo. So he is out. So Matt, the two McLarens go out. Matt goes out. Senjo goes out. Bad Boy Man and Ariel. Fanfinus just gets through. So the fastest driver on track in Q2 is Henki in the Alfa Romeo once again. Dennis in P2 and Nick in the Aston Martin in P3. Nick looking really quick. Niels Hendrick, remember, crashed out in Q1. He will start in P15. Matt Robertson in the McLaren will start in P14. Ariel in the Alfa Romeo will start in P13. Bad Boy Man in the Aston Martin will start in P12. And Senjo in the McLaren will start in P11.
Championships and 7 Drivers' Championships during their dominance during the 80s and 90s. Your man Scullion is taking on tannoy duties this weekend, so strap yourself in for some F1 stat, commentary and history. The last Austrian to win on home turf here was the late great Niki Lauda back in 1984. After brief relationships with both Honda and Renault, McLaren opted to use power units supplied by Mercedes for the start of the 2021 season. McLaren's relationship with Mercedes is a long one, with Mercedes previously supplying McLaren to 1994 and 2014. The Red Bull Ring is a fast track, with top speeds at 310 km/h, as well as average speeds of 246 km/h recorded in recent years. Today we find ourselves up and about a fast-paced race on the Red Bull Ring. Track temperatures show this race to be a hot one.
So Maxi Block is on a lap. The Belgian driver at the team's home Grand Prix. And down into turn 1 at curve Niki Lauda. Through turn 2 and up towards turn 3 at Remus. In towards turn 3 and go the Austrian car. And then down the DRS straight. Oh, look at that. Wow, that was so close. Like literally a millimetre to the left and they were both out. I think Maxi went for that slipstream to give him that little extra boost and didn't realise that the Alpha was going to stop that quickly. Very cheeky but very dangerous. That was really close. So Maxi Block is going to be the first one to settle up in Q3. At the team's home Grand Prix here in Austria at the Spielberg circuit. They have a lot of corners named after a few drivers and obviously named after Red Bull as well. Turn 10 is named after Red Bull as they come out just before the pit. And it's 1:13.1 from Maxi Block in the Red Bull. That's a very good time. TTL Dennis in the Ferrari goes at 1:12.9. He goes even quicker. That's provisional pole. Brandon goes P2 at 1:13.0. It's a Ferrari 1-2 here in Austria at the moment. Be right goes provisional pole here in Austria, a 1:12.3. What a lap time from him. So Panda in the Mercedes, both Mercedes into Q3 again, a 1:12.8. Fanfurness in the Alpine, who's already had 4 podiums this season in realistic in an Alpine. He's currently P2. That's a brilliant lap. Dean Conn in the Mercedes, the Alfa Romeo of Henke. Here he comes. Can he put it on provisional pole? No, he's in the 130s, so he's made a mistake there. Dean Conn in the Mercedes. He's going to be next as he goes down towards turn 4 at Schlossgold. So out of turn 4, round turn 5 he goes to the top of the hill at turn 6. I say hill, it's kind of an uphill. Bit of a gradient as they go up. And then a gradient as they go down towards the curve Woof. And up the hill towards turn 8. And then a little bump in the road as they hit Rint at turn 9. He's backed out and didn't get to the corner named after the Red Bull team. Fanfurness has gone faster, a 1:12.2 from the Alpine. That is provisional pole until Dennis just took it right back off him. The Ferrari driver with a 1:12.1. These drivers would have fueled up. So the more laps they put in, the lighter the car becomes and the faster the car becomes. There we go. B right with a 1:11.9. It is really heating up. The rain has got lighter. The intermediates are out. And the drivers, as the fuel begins to burn off and the kilograms of weight start to come off as well, the car will continue to build up speed. So a good lap. And here comes Panda as well in the Mercedes. Panda P5 goes in front of the Ferrari at Banter Brandon. So 5 minutes of the Q3 session remaining. See what sort of lap times they're going to get in here. I can't wait for the start of the race here in Austria. Just make sure everyone be careful going down into turn 1. Famfness is putting a great lap there. Oh, here comes Dennis. Dennis is going for another. Dennis has gone for another. And he didn't improve. He was like 2 seconds down. So I'm very surprised he stayed out, actually. I'm very surprised he didn't pit. Roix in the Alpine, a 1:11.959, so only 9 1/1000ths in front of B Wright in the Red Bull. But Roix at the moment is on provisional pole in the Alpine. A brilliant lap time. The track is continuing to sort of dry up. That racing line is starting to come out as well. So they really are improving. Only 4 minutes left, so I think all the drivers will get another run at this. Dennis has stayed out again. Dennis has stayed out. And he's gone fastest. It's a 1:11.3. How many? Yeah, he's done 5 laps on them intermediates. Wow. Does he pit now? Go on to a fresh set for one last run? Or is he just burning that one set of intermediates and saving the other set for the race? Remember, we know it's a full wet start to the Grand Prix. The rain then lightens up in the middle, and then at the end it is dry, well, cloudy. So strategies are going to be varied. People are going to be waiting for that dry patch. If you get a couple of safety cars, that dry patch will come a lot earlier in the race. If you don't get any, it'll be a lot later in the race. Will it be full dries, or will it just be intermediates with a slippery track? You just don't know what you're going to get around here. We know the weather conditions because it's realistic, but you don't know what the track conditions are you going to get. So yeah, I think Dennis will pit now and try and come out and do one last run. Yep, that is it. So Dennis into the pits. There's a couple of drivers already on outlets. We'll go on board with Banter Brandon in the Ferrari, who's just starting his flying lap. So on board with Banter Brandon, I think he'll probably get 2 laps in. He'll probably get this one and one more as well. He could potentially get another as well, but we'll see. We'll see where Banter Brandon is as he comes up the hill towards turn 2 and 3. So Banter Brandon in to turn 3 goes early on the throttle, just trying to keep that back end from slipping out down the straight towards turn 4 at Slosh Gold. So coming through sector 2, round turn 5 and 6. What can the Scuderia do in the backyard of the Red Bull team? It is yellow flags waving. I think it's just the drivers slowing down, getting ready for their one last flying lap. So Banter Brandon in the Ferrari. He is going to get another lap in as well. He could potentially get another one after that, but he won't have the ERS. Round turn 10, named after the rivals of the Red Bull team. Down towards the line. This is going to be provisional pole. No, it's not. It's a 1:11.17, but he's going to go again. Remember, he's fueled up for a couple of chances at this, so the car will continue to get quicker. Maximock starts his flying lap. Be Right in the Red Bull is coming round that Red Bull corner at turn 10. Down towards the line goes the Red Bull. It's a 1:11.4. It's P2. Maximock went P3 as well. Banner Brandon in P4. So Be Right is going to be next as well. And the Red Bulls and the Ferraris, the fight is on. It's Ferrari, Red Bull, Ferrari here in Austria. And we're about to find out who is going to start on pole position here in Spielberg. Well, here at the Spielberg circuit. So, Be Right, I think he's going to be next. Is Maxi still on the lap? No, he's not. It's Banner Brandon. Banner Brandon got that little bit of traffic in front of him. And there is a car just going round turn 9 and 10 now. They need that bit of space on the circuit, and he is very close to that car in front. But here comes the Ferrari of Banner Brandon. They are going to start their last flying lap. Be Right is going for it though. I think Be Right is actually still going for it here, because he's not going to get the checkered flag. So here comes Be Right. Round turn 9 and 10. Currently in P2. Provisional front row. And down towards the start finish line goes the Red Bull. It's provisional pole. It's a 1:11.1 for Be Right in the Red Bull. TTL Dennis, these laps are really quick around here. TTL Dennis is going to be next. We do have Banter Brandon actually. There is an Alfa Romeo of Henke, sorry. Henke is going to be the first one to hit the line. And then it's going to be the Aston Martin of Nick, who's right behind him. So Henke going to be first in the Alfa Romeo. He's gone quickest in Q1, quickest in Q2. Now, and he invalidates it. He invalidates it. That's going to be a P10 start for him. Here comes Nick in the Aston Martin. P3 from Nick. TTL Dennis is going to be next in the Scuderia. And he goes fastest, a 1:11.159. Banner Brandon is going to be next. Be Right in P2, Nick in P3, Maximock in P4. Maximock, I think, might have backed out. Here comes Banner Brandon. P4 he goes. Royce goes P5. Maxi is into the pit lane. Deancon and Panda. And Fanfrenes goes P4. Wow, so TTL Dennis in the Ferrari, in the Red Bull's backyard here in Austria, takes pole position. And look at that from Nick in the Aston Martin on P3. The Alpine and Fanfrenes on P4. Banter Brandon down in P5 in that Scuderia. The big talking point is Maximock in the Red Bull in P7. And the two Mercedes of Panda and Deancon in P8 and P9. But Henke, who invalidated it in the Alfa Romeo, was definitely on for an unbelievable lap time. But here in Formula 7 Realistic, it is the Ferrari in the Red Bull's backyard that takes pole position. So Dennis, the Belgian driver in the Ferrari, sorry, starts on a pole position for the Austrian Grand Prix. Alongside him, it's the Red Bull driver of Be Right. He beat him by 19 one-thousandths of a second. We'll start on the front row of the grid with him in P2. Nick in the Aston Martin on the second row of the grid in P3. Alongside him, Fanfrenes in the Alpine in P4. Banter Brandon in P5 in the Ferrari on the third row of the grid. Alongside him, Roix in the other Alpine in P6. On the fourth row of the grid, it's Maximock in the Red Bull in P7 and Panda in the Mercedes in P8 alongside him on the fourth row of the grid. On the fifth row of the grid, it's the other Mercedes of Deancon in P9 and Henke in the Alfa Romeo will start alongside him in P10. I forgot I wasn't in the commentary box. Super Max, Super Max, Super Max. Have you been saving up for that, Rob? Sorry, I was just having a drink. Before we get going for the race. Yeah. I had over 100k saved up. At the end of the season, I'll refund all the points so everybody can get them back and use them for the new season. And the ones that you've earned throughout this season as well. So here we go. This is going to be the race start here in Austria. Remember, guys, if you want to be a part of this, exclamation mark Discord in the chat. Well, this is round 10 here at Formula 7 Realistic, sponsored by Rock Solid Rigs. And it's lights out and away we go. Roy's got a drive-through time penalty. Fanfness is up to P1. He did jump the start, so he is leading, but it's the Ferrari of TTL. Dennis is an Alpine. That is Royce that's just slipped out as well, who starts to fall down the grid. That's Dean Conn in the Mercedes. We can just see him through the mist, through the rain here in Austria as they bowl down towards turn 3. Banter Brandon is up to P4. TTL Nick trying to give him a hard time as they go round the outside. It's a pretty good start from the drivers here. Henke in the Alfa Romeo making up a position, but Royce is now down 5, down 6. Niels Hendrick chasing him down in the Alfa Tauri. Gennady is at 1 on Podge. Ariel down 6. Rob just losing the battle at the back there, but TTL Dennis stays in the lead of this Grand Prix here in Austria. Banner Brandon is back through on Nick, but Nick is like a dog with a bone here, will not let it go. Maxi Block is there, he's at 1 position. So are the 2 Mercedes. B-Right lost out to Fanfness at the start of this grid, but both the Alpines got drive-through time penalties. I think what happened, one of them jumped and the other one just followed without even seeing the lights go out, and both have now got drive-through time penalties that they will take probably straight away. Wow. Just in case the safety car comes out, they'll both take them drive-throughs. So B-Right back up to P2 and Banter Brandon already back into the podiums. What a start. So really unfortunate. The Alpines had an unbelievable qualifying, and it's all been undone from that one jump start from the 2 drivers. Jack in the Haas as well. He's up to P11. What a start from him. But he's up 6 places, but just got a time penalty straight away. Dean Conn is through on his teammate. Panda is onto the grass. He's lost out to Henke, and now Senjo as well. So Panda just lost quite a few places there right at the start. We don't need tyres or anything up. We know what tyres everybody's on at the moment. So Panda is now down from P8 from the start of this grid to P9. Dennis and B-Right, the only drivers on the whole grid to stay in position. Look at Panda, he's really trying to close that gap on Sandro. He's probably thinking there's nothing more I can really do here. I'm trying everything. Let me turn, I think I need to turn the game volume up a little bit, I think. TTL Dennis still setting the fastest lap. Let me take that off actually, but Panda on his teammate. Panda is back through. The 2 Mercedes swap positions once again as they go up the hill towards turn 3. Just let me know about the sound, guys. If it's a bit too loud, let me know. I'll just notch it down a bit. Bad Boy Man is through on Ariel as well. The Aston Martin is through on the Alfa Romeo. But it is still Dennis that leads. And I tell you what, B-Right is going to have to do something here because he is in a Ferrari sandwich. And they will start to work together. The Ferrari does lead. It's the Red Bull that's in second. And Banter Brandon, the Ferrari, is chasing his championship rival down. So B-Right is 1.8 off Dennis. DRS won't kick in. We know it's wet. We know it's going to dry up. Max Bock on Nick. Into the slipstream he goes. And just doesn't have that straight line speed. In towards turn 1 at Niki Lauda. And Bad Boy Man is through on Podge as well, trying to make all their moves. And Podge just letting him go into turn 1. Rob is out. Oh, Rob has had a collision with Royx. VSC, surely that's going to be a full safety car. He's right in the middle of the track. And ghosting is not on. What that? Yeah, full safety car. That looks to me like Royk has gone down the inside of the Williams there. And they've collided. Wow. So, Royx is at the back of this grid, but Rob J. Lewis in the Williams is out of this race. Let's now have a look at tyres. Every single driver is on wets, but what do they do under a free safety car? Surely not from the front of this grid that you do anything, but it makes things really interesting. And that brings Dennis back to the pack as well now, which he will not be too fond of. Remember, guys, if you want to be a part of Formula 7 racing, ! Discord in the chat. We race every single Sunday. That's 10 AM, 12:30 PM and 7 PM. That is bronze, silver and gold. We race every single Monday. That's Fantasy F7. Your team, your logo, your livery, your Formula 1 team. That is Mondays at 7:30. We do have a cross-play division for now until it comes back on a Tuesday at 7:30. That is Xbox, PC, Sega, Mega Drive. Anything you want to wish to play on, you can join in cross-play on Tuesdays at 7:30. And then Wednesday we have Realistic. That is Formula 2 at 6 PM. And Formula 1 that you're watching now at 7:30 PM. That is Team Principles, Driver Salaries, Team Budgets and Driver Academies. And that is Realistic Performance as well. So that is what you're watching now, Realistic Performance. That's why you see a couple of Red Bulls and a Ferrari at the front. A couple of Ferraris or a Red Bull, should I say. But yeah, if you want to be a part of it, ! Discord in the chat and come and join. This could be one of the best decisions that a driver has made, or a really terrible one, but Roix has pitted for the intermediate tyres. I mean, he's not really got anything to lose at this point, so just take the gamble, but it seems very early, still with 31 laps to go, but Austria is a very short circuit. If the safety car didn't come out, you'd be on probably lap 7 or 8 now, so it could actually be intermediate weather. It is very light, actually. The rain. The track's still very damp. Yeah, Jack's pitted. Matt's pitted. They're going to go into us, aren't they? So is Fanfitness in the other Alpine. This could be a great decision, and they've left all the drivers out on them wets. But you've got to remember, this safety car's out for another lap. These guys would be on lap 10 by now if the safety car didn't come out, and that's what the weather is determined on. If you put weather wet to light rain to dry, it's over a course of 35 laps, which is a minute and 10 seconds a lap. So you're talking 40 minutes for the race. If you have a safety car and it prolongs that race to 45 minutes, it means that everything is going to be 5 minutes sooner. So the rain will come 5 minutes sooner, the light rain, the dry. So you've got to be cautious of that with the safety car, is that it's not coming 5 minutes sooner, but because the race is 5 minutes longer, it seems like it's coming 5 minutes sooner, if you see what I'm saying. Because you should be on lap 10, but because of the safety car, you're only on lap 6. But you've still done 10 minutes of the race. Anyway, safety car is in this lap. A couple of the drivers have gone for the intermediate tyres. Jack does have that time penalty as well. So Dennis is going to slow the pack up. Dennis is running low on fuel as well, actually. So is Banter Brandon, Panda. Ooh, the two Mercedes nearly having a coming together there. I don't know if any of the other drivers will chance it for the intermediates, but Dennis is just warming up his tyres. He's got B right behind him. This is great for the two Ferraris. They'll probably work together here on that Red Bull. Banter Brandon taking maximum points when B-Right had that race ban last week. And off they go. That was a good start from Dennis and B-Right. Ariel is, he's gone into the pits. I thought he was overtaking everybody. He's into the pits. The rain is really light now. It could well be intermediate tyres. Let me have a look at Jack and Matt. So Jack has got his teammate in front, and it looks like Wets are still gripping it a little bit more at the moment, but that is definitely something to watch out for, because they will be a couple of seconds quicker. Here comes Fanfinus late on the brakes, got the jump on Matt, and just slots back in behind the Haas. And that is a Haas off the track as well. That is his teammate, and Jack is going to go through, makes the move, and Jack is through and chasing down Bad Boy Man. Senjo is through on Dean Con. The McLaren on the Mercedes. You've got the AlphaTauri of Niels Hendrick there as well. Only one DNF, and that was Rob at the start in the Williams. Nick is through on Banter Brandon. That is great for B. Wright. He will love to see a Ferrari lose the back of him. And Maxibok is now on the tail of that Scuderia. TTL Nick is going for it on B. Wright as well. B. Wright just backing out. And into the pits they go. They do go. TTL Dennis is in. Nick, TTL Nick, B. Wright. Banter Brandon has stayed out. So has Maximo. Remember, they cannot double stack. So it is intermediate tyres. Should they have pitted under the safety car, this is going to put the Haas of Jack and the Alpine of Fanfinus in the provisional lead of this Grand Prix, unbelievably, here in Austria. Here comes Jack on Bad Boy Man. And it is 100% intermediate tyres now. Bad Boy Man and Fanfinus, the two Dutch drivers. And he's not going to get a free run through, is he? He is now. Nothing he can do about it. So the rain is still falling. We still have 28 laps to go. Royks is through on Bad Boy Man as well. Here comes Fanfinus on Jack. He's going to look down the inside. And Jack giving him the space. Fanfinus needs to make sure he gives him the space. Jesus, he's really pushing him wide there, weren't it? Fanfinus was not forgiving there. He wanted that space and he was going to take it whether Jack gave it him or not. That is Banter Brandon into the pit lane. Fanfinus is through on Ginaudi. There's no ghosting on. Be careful. Oh, it's the AlphaTauri in the Haas. It's Podge and Ginaudi who are out. That's going to be a safety car. I don't know if that was the move from Fanfinus that spun Ginaudi. But the two cars are out. They are off the track though. And that gives all the drivers an opportunity to pit. B. Wright went on to fresh wets. Oh, he didn't change it to intermediates. So that means he's got to pit again. Oh, no. He went on to fresh wets. So Ginaudi and Podge, nothing Podge could do there. He come round the corner at turn 19, seen an AlphaTauri sat in the middle of the track, and bang, that was it. Dean Conning the Mercedes is up to P4 though, having a great race, the F2 driver. Senjo and the McLaren up to P3, the Alfa Romeo in P2, Max Bock in P1. So Jack, who was going to be, and Fanfinus, who were going to be in the provisional lead of this Grand Prix, now will still be in the lead, but they won't have the gap that they were going to have. So another safety car means that the dry weather will come sooner again, like I explained before. The dry weather will now come sooner because the race is longer than it predicted. Max Bock, Henke, Senjo, all in. Dean Con as well. Fanfinus will stay out. And so will Jack. I wanna know what happened there. Ginaudi, if you're listening, mate, what happened? Did you have a collision with the Alpine? So, look at this. Can you believe this? Fanfinus, who's already won a race this season in the Alpine, is leading this Grand Prix. Jack in the Haas, take your hats off, because he is up to P2 in a realistic race. Royks in the other Alpine is in the other podium position, so the Alpines are in prime position. And after the start of this Grand Prix, they both got drive-through time penalties. I mean, to be fair, Fanfinus did go from wherever he started, P3, P4, all the way to the lead of the Grand Prix before he served his drive-through, because of the drive-through. But he went to the back of the grid, and look at him now, back to the lead. Oh, Jack's left. What has gone on with Jack? Imagine being in P2 in a realistic race in a Haas and losing connection. The Haas team principal in the chat saying end the race. That's it. Red flag it. He does have that 3 second, but you never know what's going to happen. Remember, 26 laps to go, but we've been racing, and we've done 10 laps, which should have been about 15 minutes of racing, about 13 minutes. But we've been racing for about 20, so we should realistically be on about lap 20, 23, something like that. Roix has left as well. What is going on? Roix and Jack, who are in P2 and P3, have gone from the lobby. Matt Robertson as well in the McLaren up to P4. Keep your eyes on him. They should all have a couple of invites, so hopefully they can all get back in straight away. I will send another one. Hopefully they can get back in. I'll send another invite to them. Just take a screenshot of that in case. Oh, Fanfordus is down to P2. I don't know what happened there because Jack's not even in the race. Is everybody back in? Is everybody back in? Roix lagged out as well. So here we go. The Haas driver of Jack will lead the restart. It's going to be Fanfordus already chasing him down. He's got to wait for the line though. I don't think Jack is back in yet. No, Roix isn't either because Matt Robertson is through. Jack is back in. Jack is back in. Hopefully he can get right back in his seat. He is still in P2 at the moment. Hopefully Roix can get back in as well. Brandon's not in either. Oh, Jack's left the session again. I think we're going to red flag it, guys, because we have 4 drivers all on Virgin Media that have all lagged out under that safety car. We're on lap 12, so we'll finish it with a 25% race. Rob, you could have done had you not DNF'd. So yeah, we've had to. If it was only like one driver that had lost connection, Ben. I mean, we've had 5 drivers all lag out and not be able to rejoin because of their internet. So we've got to red flag it. We've got 5 drivers who are all AI on the grid. It's not just one. It's not even just 2. So that's the reason we're just going to 25% it from the safety car. Light rain to dry, mate. Yeah. Is it? Yeah, it's 35%. Maxi, everybody can go from dry wet setups to dry setups. Every driver can. Just bear with me. Let me get that. Let me get a picture of that. 1 second, guys. I do apologise. I mean, I'm just doing what's best for everybody and what's fair. I'm trying to keep everything as fair as possible. If 5 drivers lag out of a race, there's already 3 DNFs. There's literally 11 drivers on track. So I do apologise. I'm doing what I think is best for everybody. I don't know if we go back to with red flags. I think we go back to before the safety car, because the red flag came out during the safety car, so we didn't do a lap of racing, so we go back to before the safety car. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm just going to read the rules. Just bear with me 1 second. So let's Rikes isn't even in actually. So Jack from Max here. Henky Brandon. I can't read any of your messages yet, guys, if you're messaging me. Anderson, Jordine. Dennis, Nick, Bad Boy Man. Dennis. Nick and Bad Boy Man aren't even in, are they? I'll just confirm that a minute. So Dennis was in P11, Dean Collins in P10. Yeah, that's right. I'm just missing a driver. And then it went Nick, who's not in. Bad Boy Man, who's not in. Niels Hendrick, who's not in. Sergio Silva. Then B Right and Ariel. Rob, you can't join. Sorry. So we are missing Bad Boy Man, Niels Hendrick. I know, Rob. Oh, of course it was. It was fan for P1. Yeah, that's right. I wish I could bring you back in, Rob. Let me do the whatever. So customize weather. So it was now light rain to light cloud. Flags. So we are still missing a few drivers. Still multiplayer ads, mate. I don't get it. Still multiplayer ads. What's multiplayer ads? Oh, is it still multiplayer cars? Oh, right, yeah. 1 second. Yep, got it.
Hey Nathan, sorry to bother you. Fam was ahead of me.
Yeah, I've switched it around,
before the
mate.
issues happened. I'm not sure why I lagged in front of him.
I know, yeah,
So,
I noticed that.
He should be P1.
Yeah, no worries. I've put in P1. Oh, sorry, I had the controller muted. Sorry, Jack. Yeah, I've sorted it, mate. I've put in P1. Nice one, Jack.
Okay, no worries. I just want to double check.
Yeah. No worries,
no
mate.
worries. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
All right, cheers, Jack. Bye, mate. Bad Boy Man and Niels aren't racing. They're having a fit. Right, okay. So I just need to put Rikes in the right position, don't I? And then we're good to go then, if they don't want to join. Right. Wow, what's this? Oh, it's switched it all back round. Fanfulness. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I don't want to be doing this. It's my birthday. I didn't even want to be on comms. Yeah, Roix, Matt, Maxi Walk. Henke, Brandon, and Panda. Turn Jordan. Dennis. No, Sergio, be right, and Ariel. Okay, let's go. Sorry about that, guys. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Cheers, Panda. I've seen your message, mate. Yeah, sorry, guys. Yeah, so. Well, let's go. I'll sort everybody out who's not happy afterwards, but I do apologise, guys. Remember, you're still going to make your mandatory pit stop, which you'll make us anyway because it's going from wet to dry. But I do apologise. I'm really sorry about everything. I didn't want to upset anybody, but when you get a lot of drivers lag out at the same time, you've sort of got to use your common sense and say, right, there must have been a spike when somebody left and it's kicked a load of drivers out. You can't continue a race when there's a load of drivers that have lagged out. As much as you want to jump in front of them and stuff like that, you've got to be fair. That's everyone. Bad Boy Man and Niels Hendrick didn't want to join back, unfortunately. But we carry on. We'll go back into the race. No more red flags if you lag out. Like I always said, we'll only do it once. And plus, it's 9 o'clock now. We've been doing this an hour and 35 minutes. And we've still got 25 laps to go through. And I really want to just chill out. So here we go. This is it for the race start once again. 25 laps here in Austria. And it's lights out and away we go. It's Fanfrenes to Jack in the Haas to Roix in the Alpine. Henke's out. Henke in the Alfa Romeo is out. He's right into the wall straight away. Max Watt with a collision with Matt Robertson. And he's got a 5-place grid penalty. It's a drama on the restart. Drama at the restart. That's a safety car. It's a full safety car. And that just eliminates the drama at the moment. No, no, we don't red flag for a DNF. If you have a 5-second max hit, report it at the end. We can always get it sort of removed if it's not supposed to be there. Do any of the drivers pit? I don't think the dry weather will come this soon, so I don't think we'll see any. No, Henke, I do apologise, mate. Who's your favourite driver? Bandit 2000, aka the Norwegian. I'm not even going to try and say that. Sorry about this, guys. I do apologise. You know I try my best, and unfortunately sometimes it doesn't work. I mean, when you lose that many drivers because of a lag spike, and we're midway through the race under a safety car, you've got to red flag it and just start as we were in that position. I know people can change their setups. I know people can pit. I know people have just pitted. People are never going to be happy. The drivers, you're never going to please everybody with a red flag. Nobody's ever. There's always people that are absolutely buzzing to see a red flag, and there's always people that are absolutely fuming to see a red flag. You cannot please everybody with a red flag. You'll never please everybody. So I do apologise. I try my best. You know, I try and make it as fair as possible to make sure that all the drivers can compete and finish the race. And you know, when a lot of drivers lag out at the same time, then you know I don't want them missing out when they've waited all week, all night, and gone through all of qualifying to try and get into the race just for a lag spike and for 5 of them to be kicked out. I just don't think it's fair. So the safety car hopefully will be in at the end of this lap. Is that... Oh, I thought the rain had stopped then. I was wondering if anybody would take the gamble, because technically we should be on like lap 7 or 8 at the moment, shouldn't we really? Because the safety car's out and the lap is only like a minute. Jesus, fam. Remember guys, if you do want to follow any of our socials, TikTok, well I say TikTok, yeah, TikTok at Formula 7 Racing, X is at Formula 719 and Instagram is at Formula 7 Racing League. Guys, you can spam the chat as much as you want. Do what you want, have fun. That's what it's about. It's about racing and having fun. And commentating on your birthday. I am going to skip interviews though, because I do want to get back and, you know, so I've had pizza ordered and everything, and I've not even managed to eat any or anything. So here we go. The safety car is in. Fanfitness goes down into turn 10 at the Red Bull corner in the Alpine. Jack is already a second behind him, and he's got to fend off the other Alpine behind him. Max Block in the Red Bull chasing them down. He does have that time penalty for that collision. So look at the speed of the Red Bull at the home Grand Prix. Here comes Banter Brandon on the McLaren. Get some good points on the board for some of the teams here, the McLarens, the Haas drivers. And here goes Ruggs, they're 3 wide into turn 3. The Alpine is off the track. The Haas is battling with the Red Bull. Nothing he can do with the straight line speed and maxi block. But he is trying. He is absolutely trying. Down towards Schloss Gold at turn 4. Roix on the back of the Haas driver. But Jack is still into the podiums at the moment. B Wright still chasing down that top 10 after he double pitted. Accidentally went from wets to wets when he should have gone to intermediates. Senjo is from Panda as well. The two Mercedes in P8 and P9 now. Here comes Roix on Jack. Dean Con is through on his teammate as well. Panda and Dean Con have traded places. The Ferrari and the Mercedes wheel to wheel side by side as they go down through turn 9 and 10. And wheel to wheel once again. And the Mercedes is off the track through the Red Bull corner from the Red Bull car. Down towards turn 1 they go. It's the Aston Martin now. Going left, going right. But it's the Red Bull in towards turn 1 at Niki Lauda that comes out on top. He now chases down the Ferrari and the Mercedes in front. And the rain is going to stop really soon. Here goes the Ferrari once again down the inside of the Mercedes. They are continuing to squabble, continuing to scrap. The Red Bull just watching on. And it's TTL, Dennis and B Wright. Then you've got the Mercedes there as well. They are wheel to wheel down towards turn 4 at Schloss Gold. And it's the Ferrari that has the inside line, but he's right on the back of the McLaren. And the Mercedes down the inside with the old switcheroo. He's going to push him out wide though in towards turn 6 and 7. And look at the Red Bull just watching this unfold in front of him. The Ferrari once again and the Mercedes, they are not letting this go. Down towards turn 9 and 10, and the Ferrari down the inside. Here comes the Red Bull as well. The Red Bull trying to make his move on the Mercedes. The Aston Martin is having a look as well. And the Mercedes for the second lap in a row goes out wide. It's the Red Bull as well. The Aston Martin is through on the Mercedes in towards turn 1 at Niki Lauda. Look at this. The Ferrari is now on the McLaren. And he's going to make the move. Fanfitness is still leading to Maxi Block. TTL Dennis is through on Matt Robertson. 19 laps to go here in Austria at the Spielberg circuit. B Wright is also through on Matt. Here comes Nick. He was having a close look at that one, wasn't he? He is still in the top 10. Both the Mercedes are down in P11 and P12 now. So both out of the points. It's Sauce and Liam in disguise. Oh! TTL Nick is onto the gravel. By the way, Sauce Liam, if you're listening, I'm only playing. I'm only joking. Yellow flag. Nick is onto the gravel. Deacon is back up into P10. He's back up to P10, Deacon. Oh, God. Hey, I tell you what, Liam and Sus have had some great results recently, actually. Great results. They had a cracking race last week, by the way. Here comes the Mercedes with Deacon round the outside of Matt Robinson. Yeah, Liam. Deacon on and the McLaren down towards Schlossgold at turn 4, and he is through and up to P9. Jack is now down to P7, really struggling in that house, but he's done so well to be where he is. B right moves on through in the Red Bull. What, last week? Are you sure, Harvey? Was it the week before then? Or was it qualifying? I remember him. I can remember in my head them having a really good race. Must have been the week before. Was it qualifying? Where they both got into Q3 as well. And they were battling like crazy as well. I thought it was last week. Max Bug's chasing down. The rain has stopped here at the Spielberg circuit. Oh, was it P13 and a DNF? Oh, God. I'm sure you'd had some good races, the Mercedes, recently. Like the start of the season, it started off pretty slow, and then they started to build up a little bit and get a few good results, and I'm sure they did, because obviously I comment on it. So, be right. Chasing down Dennis. Maximock is chasing down Fanfinus as well. The Alpine of Fanfinus, who's already won a race in the Alpine this season, is doing really well. So he is gonna continue to chase him down. Who goes for the undercut? Who goes for the soft tyres? I think no, Fanfus stayed out. So has Maxi. Royke stayed out. I think somebody takes the gamble here. Dennis, no, nobody's taking the gamble. For me, I would have pitted that lap and gone for it. I know it seems a little bit slippery still, and a little bit wet. Yeah, maybe still very slippery actually. But I'd have gone for it. Yeah, Ariel has gone for it actually. Yeah, good pit stop that. Brandon chasing down Royks as well. So Brandon is chasing down the Alpine. So it's a double Alpine podium at the moment, which is a huge result for them. So let's keep a look on tyres actually. Ariel and Sergio both on the mediums. Panda is from Matt's onto the gravel. The McLaren is onto the gravel. And down to P11 he goes. Is any of the other drivers going to pit? Here comes Fanfu, is leading this Grand Prix. No, he doesn't. Max Mott doesn't either. Royk stays out. Brandon, Sandro, Dennis stays out as well. B-Right also stays out. Does Jack take the gamble at this point? No, goes out wide as well. Rides the curb. Deancon and Panda also staying out. And it's really drying up because Dennis is setting fastest laps on 9-lap-old intermediates. So here comes Panda. Here comes Matt. Both gone to the softs, and Max Mugger's taking the lead of this Grand Prix. Can the Alpine do the old switcheroo here in Austria? Remember, guys, if you do have Amazon Prime, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot, really would. It really supports us. It's free of charge. Everybody has Amazon Prime for Prime delivery and stuff like that. So please, if you do, just support us by just subscribing. Thank you. Cheers, Banana. So Max, does he pit now? Owen says pit, Maxi, pit. And into the pits he goes. So does Fam. And the Alpines are going to have to double stack here. Surely Royk slows down and just backs the pack up a little bit because he's going to get caught. Maxi speeds into the pit lane. That could be podium over, and the Alpines are going to get caught up here. Banter Brandon and Dennis stay out. The two Ferraris have stayed out, so has B. Wright. DRS enabled as well. The intermediate runners have stayed out. Here comes Fanfner, Senjo, Maxi, Royks. Dean Con also in the pits. Nick is in the pits. Where is Ariel? So they have stayed out the front three on the intermediates. Come on, you Norwegian fraud, says Liam. So the front four are the only drivers left on the intermediates. I don't know why Reese Maxi is sped into the pits there. One of my pet hates, as everybody knows, one of my pet hates is speeding into the pit lane. I don't think I've had a speeding into the pit lane penalty for 2 years, maybe 2 years, 4 seasons. I've not had a pit lane speeding penalty. I just think it's the most irresponsible penalty you can get, because it makes no sense to me. If you're really going for it, yeah, but you know, like, you just no need to speed in there. You're going to get there just as quick as everybody else. Wow, look at this. B. Wright has stayed out on the intermediate. Banter Brandon has pitted for fresh softs. Banter Brandon has pitted for fresh softs. Fanfinus on the mediums. Where is Fanfinus going to come out towards Banter Brandon? So he has gone back in front of him, but not by a lot. So that one lap that he stayed out on the intermediates, and he's not took off. He's only 2 seconds behind Fanfinus, and he was probably that anyway. If anything, he's probably caught up slightly. So B. Wright. Oh, B. Wright's left the session. B. Wright, no. Oh, no. And it's only B. Wright that's left as well. He needs to get back in. He's at the front of the grid now as well. Unfortunately, not Harvey. We've got 12 laps remaining now. We can't red flag it twice. We did put it in the rules, and it is only one driver that's lost connection as well. The game is going to pit for him, actually, so it's not the end of the world for him, actually. So here comes Fanfinus, Senjo, Banter Brandon. He finally boxes, I know, yeah. I know, Ben. Come on, get back in that car. Oh, the game's put him on fresh mediums as well. I'm sure he would have gone on to hards. Nah, I'm just kidding. Banter Brandon is through on Senjo. So Brandon is through. And only 12 laps remaining here in Austria. Panda is through on Nick and into the points. So we have an Alpine, a Ferrari and a McLaren in the podiums at the moment. Maxi is down into P4. So it doesn't, at the moment, it doesn't look like we're going to get a Red Bull winner here in Austria at the home Grand Prix. It's not fair, Ben. It isn't, but there's nothing really we can do at this point, mate. Banter Brandon is into the lead of the Grand Prix in the Ferrari. Here comes Maxi and Senjo side by side into turn 3. It's the Red Bull on the McLaren, and Maxi is through and up to P3 into the podiums. So yeah, it's so frustrating, this, it really is. Ben unable to take control of his car with 11 laps to go. Jack and B. Wright losing places now. Jack is up to P10. You can't get hold of your car. There's nothing I can do, Ben. I don't know what it is. Last time there was a load of drivers that lagged out at the same time. But if you remember, in was it not Netherlands? 2 weeks ago, I think it was, or 3 weeks ago. Brandon lagged out on sort of, I think it was sort of like lap 6 or something, and he was never able to get back in the lobby again, and he finished in P17 in the race. It's sort of a very similar situation, because we never red flag it for one driver, but if a lot of drivers lag at the same time and leave the race, then obviously that's not fair. But if it's just one driver, then it's just, yeah, I'm sorry, mate. I'm really sorry. It's not fair. Maxi Mock having a battle here, and it's the Alpine, the Red Bull, and the Ferrari. So here comes the Alpine. Oh, the Red Bull goes out wide. The Ferrari is still down the inside as they go in towards turn 8. And the Alpine still leads as the Red Bull tries to chase them down. It's the Scuderia on its tail, though, as they go down in towards turn 9 and 10. And look at this. All 4 of them are still on for podiums here. Locked in that DRS train here at the Spielberg circuit in Austria. Up towards turn 1. B-Right is back in. I really hope he can take control of his car. Up the hill they go. The Ferrari is going to retake the lead of this Grand Prix. Banter Brandon up towards turn 3. And he has done it. The Red Bull is trying to go down the inside of the Alpine, but Fanfrenes will not let you get through there easily. And the Alpine will have that DRS on the back of the Ferrari, who's trying to take off. Now he's got that slight opportunity. What a battle we have for the race win here. Only 9 laps to go. Remember, guys, if you are all listening, we are skipping interviews tonight. I do apologise. But we've been streaming now for 2 hours and we still have 10 laps to go. And it's my birthday, guys. It's my birthday. That's the why. I've not even been able to eat me takeaway pizzas or anything. So remember, Banter Brandon is on them soft compound tyres, so he needs to try and get away as much as possible. The longer Fanfrenes stays with him on their mediums, the less chance Brandon has of winning this race. That's a yellow flag. I don't know who that was. I don't know if B-Right is back in his car. I've seen it. I didn't see him leave. So I think he might be back in the car. Yeah, he is. He's back in his car. I'm really glad. Yeah, Harvey. Christmas. So Harvey, B-Right is back in his car. I'm really glad of that. He's got 8 laps. He's got the freshest tyres on the grid. Two seconds, guys, whilst I get a drink. What's up with you, Trubo? What's up with you, driver? 6 laps remaining here in Austria. Banner Brandon is your race leader. Then we have Max Block in P2. Fanfulness in the Alpine, still in P3. Central's there as well. B Right's gone again. He's got back into P10 and his connection's gone again. So it's just that driver. It's not a lobby issue like it was before. Oh yeah, Trubo. Yeah, Neil's could have easily scored tonight. He looked rapid. Why? What's up, Ben? I thought you was back in. Yeah, no, Ben. I didn't think you ever get internet issues. But you're the only driver in 20 laps of this new lobby that's lagged out. No crossplay isn't enabled; it's disabled. So that's why I'm really. I don't know why we've had lobby issues at all. Right, obviously. That one before where like 5 drivers got kicked, they were all on Virgin Media, they all got kicked at the same time. It was obviously something to do with the lobby when somebody left or something like that. But this time it just seems like it's just you, Ben. But you never have problems with your internet, so I don't know, mate. Maxi Block on the Ferrari of Banter Brandon. They are catching up to a back marker there. That is Ben, I think. Oh, he's not going to like that. No, I don't know if that was Ben, actually. I think it was an Alfa Romeo Ariel, sorry. So, 4 laps remaining. I know, Ben. I'm really sorry, mate. So, Jack is back into the top 10, which scores Haas 10 million, actually, if he finishes in the top 10. So Banter Brandon is now into P2. Maxibot does have a big penalty though. Because Brandon said, "Are you on Virgin, Jack?" And Jack said, "Yeah." And Brandon said, "So am I." And Royk said, "Yeah." So they were all on Virgin when they all got kicked out. And they said something about their internet or something like that. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ben. I'm really sorry, mate. Yeah, it is a big ask in the championship. You're right, mate. I'm really sorry. Which microphone am I using? I can't remember what it's called. It's called the Gaming X-Trust GXT or something like that. It's only 50 quid. Banner Brandon on the back of Maxi Block. So 2.5 laps remain. And it looks to me like Banter Brandon, the Ferrari, took maximum points last week. Looks like he's going to do it again here at the Spielberg circuit. But Fanfulness in the Alpine bidding for another podium. Here comes the Alpine actually in the Ferrari. He wants to win it on track here, Brandon. He doesn't want to do anything silly though. Because if he has a collision with Maxi, the only person it benefits is Ben. So he needs to be careful and does do this at the right time. Because Maxi has got a penalty as well. So all Brandon has to do is stay behind him and he's won this race. Yeah, it must have been a lobby issue, Ben. Must have been a lobby issue. I'll try and make sure we don't get any more. The stream keeps crashing and speeding up as well. But I am picking up a brand new capture card. So, bear with me. Hopefully I will have it before Sunday. I've already got the Ethernet into the computer, the Ethernet into the PS5. Now is for a new capture card, an Elgato one. So, 2 full laps to go. Remember, we are not doing interviews, guys. because I've been streaming for 2 hours and 5 minutes. We still have 2 laps to go. So here we go, Banter Brandon on the back of Maxi Block. Then you have Fanfinis in the podium. Senjo will be eyeing it up. To be honest, Senjo will get a podium here because of the penalties that Maxi Block has got. Yeah, I'll say, yeah, Trube, I'll send it you, mate. Yeah, when I get the Elgato one, I'll send you this one. It's not a very expensive one, this one. I think it was only like 100 quid or something. Something like that, anyway. But I'll send it you, mate, if you want it. I'll post it to you. Maxi Block is still leading, going on to the very final lap of this race. The Alpine having a little look as well. Is he going to do it? Is the Ferrari going to go for the overtake on the very last lap here in Austria and take it on track? He absolutely is. Here comes the Scuderia. And here comes the Alpine as well. It's Fanfinis down the inside. It's 3 wide. They've hit each other. The Ferraris hit the Alpine. The Red Bulls hit the Ferrari. Oh my God, what an ending to this race. And it's Fanfinis in the Alpine that now goes out in the lead. It's Maxi Block that's in second. It's Banter Brandon in third. Senjo still in P4. Huge collision at the end here. Jack with that time penalty, but it won't matter. He will still take a point and 10 million for the Haas team. Oh wow, Maxi Block chasing down Fanfinis, and Fanfinis in the Alpine is going to claim his second race win of the season in Formula 7 Realistic. Maxi Block getting another time penalty. He's going to try and come back at him. Maxi is going to lose the podium, but it's going to be Fanfinis, the man from the Netherlands, here in Austria, wins the Spielberg circuit at the Austrian Grand Prix. Senjo takes P2. Banter Brandon, why did he go down to P6? Did he get a time penalty? Oh, but it's Banter Brandon. No, sorry, that Banter Brandon went back up to P2. So Fanfinis wins. Brandon takes P2. Senjo takes P3. It's a P2 and P4 for the Ferrari team. What a race. What an ending. So, remember, guys, I'm not doing interviews. I don't want anybody to join, so I'm just going to jump out the party just in case. There we go. I'll just go through the standings, guys. What a win. Well done, Fanf. Well done, Brandon. Well done, Senjo, on your P1, P2 and P3. If somebody can just Fanfinis has joined the party, but I'm not doing interviews tonight. I've been streaming for 2 hours and 10 minutes. I've had a takeaway that I've missed. I've had to come back home. It's my birthday, so I just want to go and relax for a bit with the family and stuff. On the podiums, you will see Fanfinis on the top step once again. Cheers, Banana. Thanks, mate. The Dutchman on the top step in the Alpine. What a win. But let's go through the standings. But it is Fanfinis that takes maximum points here at Formula 7 Realistic. Banter Brandon takes P2 from 7th on the grid and will... I was going to give him Driver of the Day, but I think I might give it to Senjo today. Yeah, why not? Senjo for Driver of the Day in the McLaren for P3, so that's an extra 10 million for the McLaren team. Dennis in the Ferrari in P4, Roix in P5, Dean Con in P7, Maxi in P6, Panda in P8, Nick in P9 and Jack in P10, so a great point for him. That is not the starting order though, is it? That's not where they came from. It says P9, but I've got to go off the starting order from the actual race, don't I? So I'll have a look at that Driver of the Day actually, because it looks like Senjo came from P9, but he actually didn't. He was just behind in P9 under the safety car, so I'll take a look at it. Fastest lap goes to Maxi. Well, that's an extra 10 million for the Red Bull team, but what a win for the Alpine. I'll always have a quick look at the race director in case anybody doesn't have it. Right, guys, have a good night. Thank you so much for watching. It was really good. We had a lot of viewers, pretty much all race, so thank you so much. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Make sure you tune in for the podcast at 8 o'clock on Saturday night. 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock on Saturday night. Make sure you tune in for the podcast, and then we'll be back for bronze, silver, and gold on Sunday. Thank you all so much for your support.